this is something I'm going to say to the camera. Anybody listening, they might remember this on Facebook, was that a question was asked of Piers about one of the Fall of the Reich scenarios where you're running, where you need about 30 T-34s. And that's just T-34s, not T-34-85s and things like that. And I think you need about 5 or 6 IS-2s for the scenario.
I've got...
Because it's the big assault one. And you have, the Germans have 388s and then a splattering of infantry.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a bit miffed because it's basically the Russians basically flinging themselves across the board while the Germans have a shooting gallery. The problem is it comes down to that being able to just hit a constantly moving target, because pretty much it is, you want to hit a moving target. And I think I looked at that scenario and I went, I have the 2 anti-tank guns, I need a 3rd anti-tank gun. And what annoyed me, because I then remembered, like I did many years ago after I inherited a lot of my dad's stuff, he had an Airfix
88
tow and tractor, a tractor and gun set, because he had that one. I'd have to have got myself a crew for it, but I had that. And I got rid of it because I went, I've got 2 already, what would I need a 3rd one for? And this is going back to the whole thing with because somebody on Facebook made the comment at Piers, how is anybody expected to have all this stuff to play these games? This is insane. At which point, me and you, I'm sat there whistling away, doing the whole nonchalantly trying to walk out of the room going, I know someone who can run several of these scenarios just purely on the Russian side, and I can do all the German stuff. I have to proxy out an 88 with like a 75 with a pack 40 or something like that and pretend it's an 88 for the scenario. I can do the job, because that's the thing. All I have to do is proxy one gun as a pack 4. I just proxy it with a pack 40.
I think if you come with Panzerfausts.
It's like, I think you get something like 2 or 3 section rifle teams, but it's riflemen with a couple of Fausts, and they're just dug in trenches. So the whole idea is that basically they just fire them off at 10 inches, trying to keep the Russians away from them.
As far away as possible.
Someone complained at Piers to a point where he was saying, how is anybody expected to do these scenarios when you need so much stuff? Because it is expensive. I will hold my hand up. It is expensive. Long gone are the days where you could buy a Sherman for a couple of quid.
That's right.
And Piers' response was, if you want to do that, it's supposed to be a group effort. You're meant to have a club where everyone puts their collections together, or something like that. You have a group of friends and you gather together and you make it as a group. To which point I'm sat there whistling away going, I don't need a club, I can do it on my own, I can do one half on my own and my father-in-law does the other half. Oh God, we have either way too much money or far too much time on our hands.
No, we've just been collecting for a long time.
Yeah, and I inherited a large, because because remember when I got Overlord the first time, I want to do, the problem is we kind of need the space for it. I really want to do the Polish tank assault scenario with the Sherman squadron, because I point at the camera again and I go, I have 2 Sherman squadrons.
And I've got extra,
the only thing I'm missing are the Crusaders.
I've got an extra 9 Shermans in my box.
And you've got the extra Sherman, which we don't need, because I just need the 1 squadron, which I have.
What sort of table would you need on?
Hang on, because I've got Overlord here, because that's the book we're using, so I can dig out the scenario.
Yeah.
Because it's not the largest of the tables.
6x4, probably.
Here we go. Polish forces. God, honour and country. The Polish attack at St. Sylvain. We would need. Yeah, it's a company level game. It doesn't say.
6x4, probably.
It may have to be bigger. It doesn't actually say. I don't think any of these scenarios actually. Because closing the Fleas Gap is played on a 6x8. Oh, hang on, have I just misread it? Which one? Yeah. No, it doesn't say. Because hang on, I can run the 4 troops of Shermans plus the headquarters. The only thing I don't have is Crusader AA. But I can just proxy that one again with one of my 7th Army division.
Don't forget.
And I can done the motor infantry.
We've got 2 boards there, so we can extend the length of the table.
Hang on, let me just check something. So initial defenders, an elite grenadier platoon with a HMG and a Panzer Shrek, have that. 2 Pack 40s plus Tractos. Have that. 2 20mm self-propelled double A's.
20 flats, yes.
I think I've got one, but I've got stuff that I can proxy it with.
Yeah.
Right, Ford headquarters in a 4 plus another 6 4s. Well, I have a complete Panzer IV company. I have a Panzer IV company. So yeah, that's fine.
17 or 22 tanks?
Hang on, it's 3, 6, 9, 10. I've got 10. So 3 platoons are free. 3 platoons are free, and they've got support.
Yeah. Because I thought you were doing a 1-to-1 version.
Oh, you mean as in completely maxed?
Yeah.
I've got them in
fact,
three tanks to a platoon, which is about right from late war anyway. Overlord and beyond. I would only have 4 or 5.
Tanks to company.
I could do more. I can potentially do more. But the weird thing is, if I put all my Mark IIIs together and we do, say, a mid-war game in like Kursk or something like that, I think I have something like, because if I dig out my Africa Corps stuff as well, I think I have enough Panzer IIIs that I can just about push out 2 small companies.
I've got 4 Panzer IIIs.
Oh, that gives me enough to make up more then. I've got the Tiger 1. I have the Jagdpanzer 4 L48s as well. I have 2 Jagdpanzer 4s. OP team in Kubelwagen, I have that. Yeah, I've got a armoured Panzer Grenadier platoon, so I can run another Panzer Grenadier platoon. 2 105mm field
What's the
guns.
terrain like on that board?
It is relatively open. You've got fields, hedges, a few roads crossing it, a couple of small woods, and a couple of buildings. It's basically a sweeping advance by the Poles.
I take it
the Poles
would drive all through.
Yeah. I'd say they're all hedges and stuff. So
they're just basically, it's not.
It'll be a hedges. It'll just be a D6 off the movement as you sweep through.
It's not Bacchus.
No, it's just generic things.
That would be horrible.